превосходящим силам агрессора. На территории Курской, Белгородской, Брянской областей моим указом введено военное положение. Также сегодня подпишу указ о всеобщей мобилизации.
So what you just saw right there might seem to be, oh, that was Vladimir Putin. He was doing some sort of address. Well, sort of. Vladimir Putin was doing an address, but it wasn't actually Vladimir Putin. That was a deep fake. We've been warning about those. In this case, it matters though, because that wasn't just a random video somebody made on Twitter. That was put on the actual news. TV stations in Russia were hacked. That video was put on there for, I believe, was it 43 minutes, I think? Wow. And the content really matters here because it was warning that 3 border regions of the country had been invaded by Ukraine's army, that martial law was being declared, and an evacuation was in process. That was not actually happening. Sorry, 37 minutes. So I don't know how they got access. I don't know who it was. I don't know how they made the video. I don't know how they got access to the TV stations. But if you can commandeer a broadcast and spread kind of plausible looking video footage about really important things, you could have a dramatic effect on what happens. What do you think,
Yeah, that's going to be one of the problems that comes with this, of course, right? And then people responding to it, no matter if, once the veil gets taken off and we clear it up later, actions and responses have already occurred that maybe you can't take back. It's the beginning of a big problem, even when it comes to someone, as tough to deal with, I'll put it that way, as Vladimir Putin. It could still lead to people who don't deserve it to be suffering from it.
Potentially. Someone in the chat says, how do we know that that was actually a deep fake? It wasn't like a canned segment that they already recorded. I understand that, and I'm not saying that's impossible, but they probably wouldn't have named the regions that were being invaded because that's too specific. You wouldn't be able to roll that out if the invasion was a little bit different. Anyway, it doesn't seem like this had a negative impact necessarily, but this is the sort of thing that we're worried about, and we're gonna see more of it. And meanwhile, in Finland, a man got a speeding ticket. In this case, he was a wealthy man. So far, so good. His ticket was for $129,544, or the Finnish equivalent. Anyway, he's one of Finland's richest men. He was driving 50 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. He says that the speed limit changed suddenly and he didn't have time to slow down. Also got a 10-day driving license suspension. So he was only 20 miles per hour over. He wasn't objectively driving too crazy fast, but what it is that in Finland, your fine is actually determined by your income. He has a very high income, although despite being one of Finland's richest men, he only is worth, I believe they say like $10 million, somewhere around there. So if you have $10 million, $120,000 speeding ticket is still gonna sting. It's gonna take a little bite out of your net worth there. What do you think about this, JR, this scaling ticket system?
All these libs in America want to keep talking about, well, if we live in these other countries, Finland, there's the quality of life is so much better. People love it there. Oh, they got issues like this now, huh? I get the purpose, because of course, when you see someone that doesn't make tons of money and they get a $400 speeding ticket or something like this, and then points on their license and suspensions and get this back and insurance rates going up and all that, it's devastating. So maybe they want to even that playing field for the devastation that other folks feel, and also give me the $129,000, says the government. I get the purpose. It just, I don't know, bro. It's hard to be in someone's bank accounts and then base it off of that, because how much do you base it off of? I mean, people take general Google searches of just us at TYT and be like, oh, you earn $10 million. Really? I wish someone would notify me.
Yeah.
Someone tell my bank that someone stole millions of dollars, because it's not there.
100%.
So it's just hard. I think it's hard to base it off of that when it comes to this type of seriousness of something like this. But maybe they have a foolproof plan. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, multiple countries have a system like this. I don't know exactly where the threshold should be set, what the max is, but I don't hate it. Like if the speeding ticket is $300 for someone who makes $20,000 a year, someone who makes $1 billion a year, it is an actual influence on behavior in the former case. In the latter case, it's not. It literally doesn't do what philosophically it's designed to do. It's not just designed to raise money, it's designed to change behavior. For a billionaire, it can't. So in theory, you need to raise the amount so it can change behavior. Why is this controversial? I don't know. I have a hard time. I think it makes perfect sense. Maybe we'll have to look into something like that. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.